Both of the bridges, which have crossed the river at Vauxhall, went through controversial and convoluted design stages. The first bridge was built as part of a town planning scheme and was, as well as being the fourth design, the first iron bridge over the Thames, opening in 1816. One of the more unusual events this bridge witnessed was the 1844 voyage of the clown Mr. Barry aboard a bathtub hauled by a pair of geese. The central spans were found to be eroded around 1880, but it wasn't until 1906 that the second bridge was opened. To appease the architects, who were upset that none had been consulted during the design process, it was decided to build statues above each of the 8 piers. On the upstream side, we see agriculture, architecture, engineering, and pottery. On the downstream side, we see science, fine arts, local government, and education.
Vauxhall is probably one of the most colourful bridges on the Thames, the paint scheme being red and gold with small amounts of white and blue. I really like this because it makes the bridge stand out from the surrounding glass buildings around it. The statues are a nice touch too. I like the way they're only visible from the river or the banks, an example of something the ordinary passerby misses.
The construction of both bridges was a fiasco, particularly the second. Engineer Sir Alexander Binney's initial proposal was for a steel bridge, but this was very unpopular, and so he instead designed a concrete bridge faced in granite. During construction, the clay in the riverbed was found to be too weak to support the weight of the concrete and granite, and since the piers had already been built at that point, it was decided to build the superstructure of steel. It is beyond me how the designers could have overlooked the weakness of the clay, and the result was unsatisfactory and 5 years late.
The first bridge at Vauxhall opened in 1816, with the current one opening in 1906.
The width of the river here is 243 metres.
And the clearance is 9.2 metres.
There are 4 piers in the water, making 5 spans.
A nice round 100,000 people cross the bridge every day.
And 26,700 tonnes of freight accompanied them. What do you think of this bridge?
Rate it by clicking on the link in the description.
And you will contribute to the popularity rating of the trump card.
If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.